world we're now living in. We are competing in, we are repeating in, we are believing in. It's time for us to shift our mind from best in the world to best for the world. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. It creates a new world to mind a shift, intentionality, perceptuality, conceptuality. We are choosing to shift our mind to best for the world, best for our world. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional.
Hello, my name is Niklas, and we are going to have a small talk here about superpowers. And I have Maria at my side,
yes,
who are a true superpower.
Yeah,
maybe.
you say so.
Maybe a little about art and what people with certain disabilities can do, and can maybe both create and feel good at the same time.
Yeah.
You have a pod called the Superpower.
Yeah, that's right. I started it for about 5 years ago, maybe. I have kids who got very strong superpowers. So I thought because I felt that the society and so didn't understood us and them. And I saw their superpower very well, and I wanted everybody to understand, and I wanted to help other people. It was as simple as that. So I started it, and it went quite well, actually. So I feel that this subject is very important.
Yeah, I've been working with music many years with people with disabilities, and the things we have done is when I speak about it among my friends and so, they don't believe me. How can you? I've been touring 4 times in Japan with a band, and they say, how can you do that? How is it possible? But it is possible to work with music at a quite professional level. Also, I think the things we achieved when we toured a lot was to make people understand that this isn't people with diseases. This is people with that can create things that are both music and art.
Yes.
That are beautiful, and to change the views about these people is the biggest thing I think we achieved during those tours. Japan, Trinidad, also.
Yeah.
So, but also making records here in Sweden was a big thing. I think it's difficult in Sweden. We are a country with a lot of rights for these people, but we don't really believe in them to create things.
No, it's so true, and because we focus much about education and how to behave. I don't mean that you shouldn't behave, but you have to behave in a certain way. So you forget the people inside, and I think the biggest thing is to be kind. I think if we were kind to each other and see each other, we could see also these people and see their superpowers. And it is like you say, and that you have been seeing yourself with the musicians, and so in this you don't need the education. They just have to have the feeling and the right and possibility to do the thing. Or
Yeah,
what do
I
you
think so too.
Yeah.
And I think what's been bothering me for quite some time is that people with disabilities don't always have the access to, for example, the concert house or the great stage, a great stage in I mean in Malmö, for instance. We fought quite a long while to be part of playing in normal clubs and so. Still, it's very hard to get those gigs.
Yeah.
But when you do, they always amuse people and they really think it's good.
Yeah.
Maybe they wouldn't buy a ticket from themselves, but if we are co-creating with another band and they see us, they always are very glad afterwards to be taking part of this. I think it must be the same when you work with dance, for example. It's quite usual, or art. That's the hard thing, I think, to get people to open their eyes and look.
Yeah.
And take part of it somehow.
Yeah. And I feel that Sweden is especially very, very hard to work with.
Yeah.
I have this superpower myself, and I can see that it's very hard to get through in Sweden. But in other countries, it's very easy because they only look at my art. They don't look where I have been studying and so. But in Sweden, they only look where you have been studying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a big mistake, I think. And we lose many good people when you do like that.
Yeah.
And many of these people, they never gonna realize that they have a superpower because they never gonna have time or the strength to take the power and achieve something, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. I remember a thing, we went to India, it was, I think it's 13 years ago, with a choir and a rock group and a couple of artists also that painted. And we visited a place in the south of India, and we watched 4 dancers with disabilities. I don't know if you ever have been seeing Indian dance. It's quite amazing with the movements.
Yes, yes.
And they were great,
Yeah.
really great dancers. And the leader of the place was a priest, and he wanted to take us around to show us how he and the co-workers have taught these kids to dance. And I think, is that really important? I mean, wasn't the performance good enough?
Yeah.
They danced beautifully.
Yeah.
But for him, it was so important to show his input to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's I've always thought that was a bit sad to. I mean, the performance of the musical art can speak for itself.
Yeah.
It's a little bit the same that you say now, that people look at education or the person more than what you create.
Yes.
Maybe in Sweden also, because we have a good society. The rights for these people are great, yeah. But also, it's like I pay for this to happen, but I don't need to take part myself. I'm like a ticket away from it, from participating.
It's absolutely true. Yeah.
And when I went to Japan, for instance, they don't have this security system, this system of rights.
No.
But I think normal people are more interested and more concerned about their fellow citizens with disabilities somehow.
They are included.
They are included,
Yeah.
and another because they know it's no other system. It's no system that take care of these people. You must do it yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you have a CV, in Japan, it's very good to have this. I have been working as a volunteer for 2 years at this place. That's
yeah.
really good.
Yeah,
In Sweden,
yeah.
that doesn't mean anything.
No,
So there's a big difference between the countries there.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's very interesting because there I think we have to do a very big work and to open the eyes of the people here because it's only not just the superpower because they have so much issues. The superpower people have so much issues who comes from their selves, but also how they have been treated by others. So we must we should treat everybody with respect, but especially these people, because it's very, very easy to build hate and anger and sadness. Who's very hard to repair. It takes very, very long time because they have always a hard time in school. It's always them who've been blamed or never been seen, and it's very, very big feelings who expose or they get really, really hurt. So it's very important to treat them right and to let them feel the superpower in young age.
That can be a problem also within the school system in Sweden somehow, because the people I work with, almost everyone had a tough time in school with their disabilities.
Yes.
It doesn't matter so much if it's special school or normal school, but the school time was really tough for many of them.
Yeah.
Have you experienced that with your daughters?
With my son and daughter.
Son and daughter,
it was a very, very hard time, and it doesn't matter if you come from a good home or a bad home. My kids come from a good home with much love and so, but I can feel that the teachers and headmasters and so, they don't got the right education to work with these kids, and they don't get the time, and everything that says and have been done. These kids with superpower are so sensitive. So everything that have been said as a joke or in a meaning, everything, they remember everything. And they are now grown up, they are over 20, but they still remember. And they have a really hard time to put their superpower. They are ashamed of their superpower. So it's very, very important for us to work. It doesn't help if the parents work. It's of course the children should feel the love and so, but we all in the society have to build and respect these kids. So it's both for the kids, but it's also for the economy for Sweden, and it's quite big. It gives it costs a lot to not treat people right, I think. But that's why I started Superpower as well. Because I felt I didn't got the help, and we must change how we see on people, and because we have this Raka Sockorna in Sweden, you know, and everybody go with different kind of socks.
Mm.
But I don't feel people do it in the heart.
Mm.
I want everybody to do it in the heart.
Mm.
I want everybody to help and be there for these kids and grown-ups.
Yeah.
So they can bring through their superpowers. And I have been at your place, Lundsfinest, where you have all this superpower as well, and with the music and art and so. And that's lovely. And to see the happiness in their eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, to find a place where you can work with the positive sides or the possibilities more like you don't have to struggle with your problems or the obstacles that the society puts in front of you. You can be yourself and just develop your music or whatever.
Yeah.
And it means a lot I think, just to strengthen the positive side always. I mean, it doesn't matter if it takes 2 years to learn 3 chords on the guitar. That's positive. You can't put a value on it, but you can write music with 3 chords. You can make a painting with 3 colors maybe also.
Yes, of course.
I mean, you don't have to just see the problems all the time. I think that's what we try to do, to bring up the positive sides always and encourage and empower them to do that. It locks up so many good things when you feel the security and not critical eyes all the time.
Yes, I think that when I opened the door the first time and came into your place, it felt very safe and relaxing. And when I met the people there, they were generally happy and very proud to be there.
Yeah, it's like they are their own place also.
Yes.
Not our place. All of us owns
exactly.
the place.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course we do, because every person has their own input to it, and we get a lot of positivity from them too, naturally.
Of course.
It's a co-creation.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's nice. And I mostly work with music when I'm not in the office, obviously. But the other places we learn a lot also from the people we have there, especially in the more creative side. With I can't paint, but I learn a lot from the people who do that at our place. And that's also nice. It's like an exchange of between grown people. And that's nice. Also that when you came and showed your paintings, also was things afterwards that they brought up. And I mean, Maria's painting, that, what was that? We can talk about it. I mean, so we hope we can. I think we have an exhibition at the big library in Lund in this autumn also, with different paintings from that our artists done. Yeah, that's nice.
It's really nice. I mean, it's lovely, and just because just about the superpower, it was like I said, you people can see what you have, what kind of superpower you have, but it's not always you see it themselves. And that's what you need to hear as well. But it was like with some can have special in mathematics or something like that, and that's really, really special and really good. But it's also with the music, and you don't have to study. You just can put up a guitar and then you are fantastic. And it was what I'm meaning as well with studying, and they can paint. And if you study above that, then you can destroy everything as well.
Mm.
When you have this gift,
Yeah.
when you make everything natural,
Mm.
as your people do as well,
Mm.
that's a great thing, I think,
Mm.
to see.
Yeah. It's like being an original artist, original
Yes.
singer. It's you doing your stuff. Nobody can tell you that's wrong. You can't write like that. Yes, I can, because it's my song. I
Yes.
do what I like.
Yes,
This is my painting. I do what I like.
exactly.
And we can support that somehow.
Yeah,
That's a fun thing with this work, I think.
yeah,
And they do create a lot of really nice things too. What I also thought about this with school and also maybe the whole society. So designed for us normals. That I know that it was like initiative a long time ago with the left is right or something movement. They employed people with autism to do certain things, and they adjusted the work environment so you can sit by yourself. You didn't have to go to the coffee table and have these coffee talks
No.
that are difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
And that worked just fine. It was they saw for the first time that they really could produce something. They couldn't do that in a normal office because that was a sign for chatting here and this and phone ringing the phones all around, and little noise was too much impressions all over. But if the schools could be designed like that, it would be much easier, I think, for people with superpowers.
yeah,
And if the society overall could be a little designed for more people than just the normals, us boring normals.
yeah, yeah. I'm not that one.
No. exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we must go a little bit further. Also, it's not hard to work with us, these people.
No.
It's very easy, but people will make it really, really hard. But it's very easy to work with superpowers. The first thing, I think, it's to be nice. I think to be nice is the most important thing.
I agree. Yeah.
Then you can get how far, and then to listen, because they almost never listen to these kids.
No, that's true. That's true.
So if we just could start there, then we could get really, really far. Yeah.
Yeah.
In short time. And then, as you say, make environments. Well, some people maybe want to have noise, but some doesn't. It's not that hard to make different rooms where they can study and do their thing.
Beautiful story about. I've been working a lot with my groups, and we have some friends in Denmark in Aarhus. We're making music together sometimes. We play together and so. And there's one guy there with autism, Jon. He's a talent. He plays every instrument you can think of, and I don't know if he ever sleeps, but I mean, every time we play, he has 4 cameras like here.
Yeah, like here.
Yeah, and tape everything, and then during nighttime he puts these films together with the concerts. And I said to him once, "Hey, we could use someone like you at our place also." It's okay, I can come too. Get me a cellar room and a coffee machine. I work with you. But he wants to work alone in the cellar.
Yeah,
That's his thing. if he can just work with this thing and be himself,
Yeah.
he does everything.
Yeah.
He I don't know how much more he can work. If I work 8 hours, he work 20. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Then he needs support in other places in his life. Maybe someone who to say, now it's time to change your socks. Now it's time to or pay your rent or something. But in this area with music, he does everything.
Yeah.
He can make a record where he plays every instrument and it sounds great, and do the recording himself. But I thought it was so funny. Get me a room in the cellar and a coffee machine. I work.
Yeah, it's lovely.
That's his environment, what he needs.
Yeah.
If he could support more people with that, with spaces that can work and not be disturbed by chit chat.
Yeah, yeah.
It could be much easier, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think that's what the schools are missing. They are just designed for it. It's 24 people in this room, and writing on computers or what they do nowadays. It's too much noise. It's too much impressions.
Too much. Yeah, yeah. And I think it's very stupid to do like this. That we should have gone very much far nowadays, and they have so much pressure on in the school today. So everything. No, it's not right. But as I said, it's very easy to work with these people, but it's very hard to repair them when you have destroyed their feelings. It's very hard to repair them.
Yes, because the superpower itself doesn't fit in the school system or the plan, plan maybe.
No, and it's very hard to build it up again. And sometimes it's hard for them to see the superpower because many times they feel that the superpower kills them. It's really, really sad, but that's why it's beautiful to see your place where you lift it. I mean, it's really because we don't have many places like that in Sweden. I think it's very important for a person to feel this security and to open a door when they are going to feel safe at home, and then when they go away, they should feel safe where they are at work or wherever. But it's not many people who will have it like that.
No.
So you do an excellent work, I think.
Thank you.
But it's not many people who got this opportunity.
No. It's one of the best jobs in the world.
Yes, I can imagine.
I've been doing it for many years, and I don't intend to stop.
No, you shouldn't. And that's why it's good to mix art, music, sport, because you have sport as well.
Yeah, this is training, strength training and movement. So also yoga, and that is among this. If I call them our target group, I mean it's a little bit of a problem with movement. The scientists say they many people from this target group don't eat so healthy. They don't move around very much, and maybe put some more weight than other people. Therefore, it's quite nice to see that we or our PT personal trainer Krille can get people to start train and really enjoy it, because going to a normal gym, it's frightening as hell. I think so too.
It is for us as well.
Everybody looks at you and says, he can put up that weight, or he does that wrong or something. Now they can do that and develop that in a safe environment. We ask Krille in the room, and they do it after what they can do.
Yeah.
and many of them have started to train at home or even go to a real gym.
Yeah.
That's nice. And maybe find a new superpower that they didn't know they had somehow. So I think that's a good combination. I have worked in places before that are just music, and it's not bad, but to have this mix is nice, because people that are creative in music often are creative in another area too.
Of course,
And
yeah.
if they then can get this training part or health part to it, it's nice. I think many of the members at our place are happy with that mix. So
Yeah, and we know for this kind of problems also, it's very important to do some sports. It's very good for your brain. It's good for ancients and it's very good for many things. It's not only good for the weight. It's very good for just the physical thing as well. So it's very good to put that into as well.
we noticed that we always take a walk after lunch with those who want to do it, and the talks we have during this walk, it's maybe 20 minutes, half an hour. They bring things up while we speak that are a bit, it's not related to the workplace, not the home, but thoughts they have. They come, that's quite nice to see what a bit of fresh air, some movement, and then you start speak about something that are important to you. I like that part. So I have two times a week I do this with my colleagues. So it's nice. Some things that are brought up during these lunch walks are really interesting. Not seldom about culture or music or something.
No. It's just what they have in mind.
Yeah.
And
can also naturally you need to feel safe that you can speak about these things. And I think we can create this safeness around them.
I mean it's very important, because it doesn't matter how much or in what grade of in your illness or in whatever we call it. It's very, because they are so sensitive, and it's so important. It's what I can feel on my kids. It's just one thing. If they just feel, no, I didn't like that with that person, then they can't talk to. And it's so important, all these small things, that everything should be right. And I think that is also from school and from, if they have been so misunderstood. So people have said so many strange things to them. And of course, they have also said strange things. But of
course.
but it's how life is. But they are so sensitive.
One thing you said, that many of these kids or people, they haven't been listened to.
No.
People doesn't listen to them because they're strange or different. I experience that a lot with the people we work with too. They have the same story. They are not used to being listened to.
No.
But when they get this attention, it's a little bit like a new word. Do you really listen to me? It could be simple things. I would rather use this kind of pen when I paint. Okay, let's go and get some. Can you help me order? Go to the computer. What?
Yeah.
Can I decide?
Yeah.
yeah. Of course you decide. You wanted this. What colors do we want? What time? Yes, this is a small thing, but just to be listened to, that means a lot.
It means everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be recognized and be somehow.
I mean, to be a person.
Yeah, exactly.
It means so much. So we have to be very from. They are small kids. From we are going to playground to show the respect for other kids as well, not only your own. You have to show respect for other kids as well, and also be because you have to follow the rules and so as well, and that gives respect, and that's also to be kind. Because it shows that you care. That's always what my kids had said, and it was very important when it was like a mess in school. They always respected the people, because then they felt that he or her cared about me, because they said, no, you can't do that, and you have to do this, you have to follow this, and so, because then they felt, they really care about me.
Yeah.
So that's also very important.
Sometimes it's easier with some guidance how to act in different situations.
Yeah.
There is maybe
because if you have some superpowers, when you don't feel, you don't have the same emotionals. You can't feel and you can't see in the face when someone gets sad, and so, and that we also have to learn people that that they don't know that they hurt some people. You know, you work with that all day. That's also what we have to have a big understanding in. That people with this disorder, they don't feel like us.
No.
Many of them.
Yeah, we had a little chat before with this thing to show empathy, or to show pity, not pity, but empathy. That sometimes it's said that people with autism can't show empathy at all. But I think that's wrong. They just show it in other ways.
In other ways, yeah.
Because it's sometimes hard to look into another, to look in another person and know what that person wants. But you can look into yourself, so you tend to show your empathy from your angle.
Yeah.
And that's not always appreciated naturally.
No.
If I like to play metal music to be calm when I don't feel good, and I see another person, you're not feeling good, let's make some metal music.
Yeah.
That's maybe a whole wrong thing, but that's the if you always go from your own feelings, which are easier when you have this kind of diagnosis.
Yeah.
But the empathy is there.
Yeah.
100%, I think. And I think that I met that quite a lot of times also, that works like that. And that's why sometimes what we learn about disabilities is sometimes also wrong. It's based on old thoughts, I think.
It's very wrong. Yeah.
So we have to enlighten people about that too. I think sometimes.
Yeah.
It's an interesting area.
It's a very interesting area. And it's just like with autism and so. I can also see what you say. I have friends who got a son with autism, and he's so sensitive in his own way. So I totally agree with you, and it's also like that. If everybody could understand and do the thing. It was like he never wanted to go away, but when he wanted to come to our house, because then he knew. I always checked. He always knew what we were going to eat, and what people who should be there, and he could be by my son's side all the time. So when they came to our house, the structure he knew, and that's a thing who's very easy to do. Also in school or wherever you are, it's easy to do a structure. I think if you have a place, it's your work to do the structure. I think for these kids.
Yeah, actually, absolutely. And it's for some people really need to know in advance what's going to happen, where I'm going to sit. I want to have my own place to sit.
Yeah.
If you get that and you can count on it, you can do all kinds of activities around it.
Yeah.
But if someone, I could probably have 4 or 5 different seats at the office and don't bother about it. But for other people, it's really important to have this. They know in advance what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then you can do whatever.
Exactly.
Things.
Yeah.
It must be predictable somehow.
Yeah.
And that's that story right in the middle. That predictability somehow.
And it's easy.
It's quite easy to create. Yeah. We're maybe not allowed to talk so much.
We are not
more,
allowed. It went quite fast.
Yeah, I have one. I'm not the, but I have a question. In your pod, you had a lot of guests.
Yeah.
Do you have some special memory? That is a superpower pod.
I have many memories, but I have one special memory, and I had him as a guest, but it's really Stellan. Because it was Stellan who found out the name superpower. Yeah, and we had a really good meeting, and I didn't know. I was just stuck in my thoughts. I couldn't get the name, and then Stellan said, "But it's a superpower," and I have never been so proud and happy for a name. It's really true. It is a superpower, and I hope people around and people who listen to this really will understand that it is.
Yeah. Look for superpowers.
Yes.
They are existing.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Maria.
Thank you, Niklas.
And I hope you enjoyed it.
I did.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We are creating the world we're now living in. We are competing in. We are repeating in. We are believing in. It's time for us to shift our mind from best in the world to best for the world. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. It creates a new world to mind a shift, intentionality. Perceptuality, conceptuality, we are choosing to shift our mind to best for the world, best for our world. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional.